The Ukrainian Air Force carried out a daring jet strike on a heavily fortified Russian base that was considered secure. The attack destroyed fuel depots, weapons stockpiles, and equipment, causing chaos and exposing weaknesses in Russia's defenses. Ukrainian pilots showed high skill, using precision and countermeasures to avoid detection and minimize collateral damage. The strike not only inflicted major material losses on Russia but also delivered a psychological blow, proving that no base was beyond Ukraine's reach. It boosted Ukrainian morale, embarrassed Russia, and signaled a shift in the war, where strategy and precision can outweigh sheer size and numbers. Hello everyone, welcome back to the World Conflict Monitor channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Today's story is one that sent shockwaves across the battlefield and far beyond. Ukrainian jets carried out a daring strike deep into Russian-held territory, hitting a heavily fortified base, and what followed next changed the course of the conflict in ways no one could have predicted. The suddenness of the strike, the scale of the destruction, and the aftermath that unfolded became the talk of every analyst, every newsroom, and every military command center. In today's video, we are going to break this down for you step by step, giving you the full picture of what happened, how it happened, and why it matters so much. To summarize the story first, Ukrainian forces launched a surprise aerial assault on a Russian military installation that was considered nearly untouchable. This base was not just another outpost, it was a logistical hub, storing weapons, fuel, and equipment, along with housing advanced radar and missile systems. The Ukrainian jets penetrated the defensive layers, struck key points, and withdrew before Russia could mount a serious counter-response. The immediate outcome was chaos, fires broke out, stockpiles exploded, and communication lines were severed. But the deeper consequence was psychological. Russia, which had projected an image of invulnerability, suddenly found itself exposed. For Ukraine, the strike was both a message of capability and a statement of resilience. For Russia, it was a wake-up call. And for the world, it was a moment that forced everyone to reassess where this war might be heading. From the outside, or what we can call the exterior perspective, the strike looked like precision embodied. Ukrainian jets cut through the night sky with stealth and speed, masking their approach until it was too late for the Russian defense systems to react. The explosions illuminated the base from above, sending plumes of smoke towering into the sky. Observers described the scene as apocalyptic, with fuel depots bursting like volcanoes and vehicles torn apart in seconds. The exterior impact wasn't just about destruction, it was about spectacle. It showed that Ukraine could take the fight directly to Russian strongholds, and that no distance, no wall of defenses, and no so-called secure zone was truly beyond their reach. The visual power of the strike made it a moment that couldn't be ignored, even by Russia's tightly controlled state media. On the inside, the interior of the story was much shorter and more chaotic. Soldiers stationed at the base reported confusion and panic. Sirens blared, orders clashed, and within minutes, communications were down. Some troops rushed to put out fires, others tried to secure weapon caches, but the strikes had already done their job. The interior perspective was one of disorder, exposing the lack of preparedness inside what was supposed to be one of Russia's best protected facilities. For Ukraine, this brief but telling glimpse into the heart of a Russian base revealed that the mighty fortress was far weaker on the inside than it appeared from the outside. In terms of performance, the Ukrainian jets demonstrated extraordinary efficiency. Their ability to evade radar, deliver payloads accurately, and escape without catastrophic losses highlighted the skill of the pilots and the planning behind the operation. Each jet was operating under immense risk, knowing that being detected could mean being shot down by Russia's powerful air defense systems. Yet their performance under pressure turned the strike into a textbook example of precision warfare. The speed with which the mission was executed proved that Ukraine had not only the equipment but also the discipline and tactical brilliance to pull off operations once thought impossible. Russia's performance in this situation, on the other hand, revealed glaring weaknesses. Despite boasting about layered defenses, radar stations, and missile coverage, the failure to stop the strike spoke volumes about gaps in their preparedness. Safety features played a crucial role in the Ukrainian side of the mission. The jets were outfitted with countermeasures designed to jam radar and deflect incoming missiles. Pilots flew at ultra-low altitudes to avoid detection, using terrain and timing to their advantage. Safety in this context wasn't just about protecting the jets, but also ensuring that civilian areas near the base were not struck. Ukraine's careful planning meant the strikes focused on military targets only, minimizing collateral damage. This discipline added legitimacy to the operation and underscored Ukraine's strategy of hitting where it hurts militarily, not indiscriminately. For Russia, however, the absence of effective safety mechanisms inside the base meant that the moment something went wrong, the entire installation became a tinderbox. Fuel depots were placed too close to ammunition stores, vehicles were clustered together, and fire suppression systems were inadequate. The lack of safety design turned the strike into a chain reaction of destruction. The unique selling points of this strike were clear. For Ukraine, it showcased adaptability, courage, and ingenuity. This wasn't just about hitting a base, it was about proving to both their people and the international community that Ukraine could take initiative, set the tempo, and strike strategic blows. The uniqueness lay in the psychological warfare. Russia had long tried to intimidate Ukraine with its massive arsenal and bases deep behind the lines, but this strike flipped the narrative. Suddenly, it was Russia that felt vulnerable. International observers pointed out that the strike demonstrated not only Ukraine's tactical capabilities but also its strategic foresight. They weren't striking randomly, they were striking smartly. For Russia, the uniqueness was negative. The base had been considered secure, yet in one night, that illusion was shattered. If we were to talk about price, the cost was paid in different currencies. For Ukraine, the price was the extreme risk taken by their pilots and planners. Each mission like this could result in the loss of valuable aircraft and highly trained personnel. But the payoff was enormous: the strategic gains, the morale boost, and the message to allies that Ukraine could use advanced weaponry effectively justified the risks. For Russia, the price was far heavier. Billions of dollars in equipment were lost in minutes. Fuel, ammunition, vehicles, radar systems, all went up in flames. But beyond the material losses, the price was political. Russia had to confront the embarrassment of admitting, even indirectly, that its defenses were penetrable. It also had to consider the price of morale among its soldiers, who now knew that nowhere was truly safe. In conclusion, this strike was far more than just an isolated military action. It was a message, a lesson, and a turning point. From the exterior destruction that lit up the skies, to the interior chaos that revealed cracks in Russian readiness, to the high performance of Ukrainian pilots, the safety measures that allowed precision targeting, the unique selling point of psychological dominance, and the price paid in both material and political terms, this event has all the hallmarks of a historic moment in modern warfare. It demonstrated that even in the face of overwhelming odds, strategy, skill, and courage can rewrite the script of battle. For Ukraine, it was a declaration that they are not just surviving but actively shaping the conflict. For Russia, it was a reminder that war is unpredictable and that even the most secure bases can become vulnerable overnight. And for the world, it was proof that this war is entering a new phase where innovation and precision matter more than size and numbers. This was not just a strike, it was a statement. It will be studied, debated, and remembered as one of those moments when everything changed.